Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We rented movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained as pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the feeling bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey, hey.
Alice, is this cool?
Yeah, come on in.
Sorry to bother you, but we had to come and tell you how much we really enjoyed the show, didn't we, Garth?
Oh, thanks.
We're not mental or anything, so don't be afraid. My name is Wayne, and this is Garth.
Nice to meet you guys.
So, do you come to Milwaukee often?
Well, I'm a regular visitor here, but Milwaukee has certainly had its share of visitors. The French missionaries and explorers were coming here as early as the late 1600s to trade with the Native Americans.
In fact, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?
Yes, Pete, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Miliwake, which is Algonquin for the good land.
I was not aware of that.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Santa's podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweet sisters talk about their favorite flicks from childhood. I'm Sweetie.
And I'm Sweetie.
And today we're doing one of our very favorite flimmas. I feel like we say that a lot. I just want you to know that we have a lot of favorite movies. We're not being wishy-washy with our critique, like our
It still counts.
criteria
It's one
of what
our
makes.
favorites,
Yeah,
for sure.
This is an ultimate favorite of mine for sure.
I think we need levels of favorites. Maybe like that's our problem. And then
Like
it
this
needs
one
to
is
be,
on
like,
this one is on the list.
smoky out there.
There might be a forest fire
might be a
nearby.
fire
We're
outside.
not sure.
Wait,
Dying.
Can we pause?
Dying.
Let's see.
Turns out somebody is either burning leaves or a house is on
Or there
fire.
might be a house on fire.
It's very smoky and there's ash in the
Ash flying
in
through
the air.
the air.
We're not going to let it bother us. We closed the glass doors so it won't get into our lungs. So
I
we're
hope they're
okay.
okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
All right. Always an adventure on the Large Marge Santa's
This is
podcast.
real life, people. This
Real
is
life.
This is how the magic
I
happens.
have a headache now. Do you have a headache?
A little bit, yeah. It's carbon dioxide. What
Oh
is
my
it?
god, I don't know.
Monoxide?
Dioxide is the bad one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, monoxide is the bad one. Dioxide is just
Oh,
in the
right,
air.
right.
You breathe out.
Dioxide's
CO2.
the one that you
CO2.
said that time.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
I know.
that's
I know
wrong.
about science. Like I'm gonna be on Jeopardy. I know.
Okay.
CO2.
All right. All right. So anyway, yes, this is on our list of like 10 greatest.
Wait, did we
probably.
tell them what it is?
Not
yet?
yet.
Oh
We're
my
still
God.
getting there. God.
2-minute intro.
Okay.
Longest yet.
The movie is Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent.
I was doing the Noah Vanderhoff version.
You were doing the fancy one.
Yeah.
I can't talk today. I'm having difficulties.
Too much champs.
It's the smoke.
Too much champs on a Saturday.
Yep. So Wayne's World, made in 1992.
Woo! What a good year.
Created from what? Well, wait, was this the first SNL
No. So Blues Brothers
Oh,
was
right.
the first. But this has been the most successful, out of all of them.
Wow.
And now there's been so many SNLs, movies coming out on SNL characters, but this is by far the most.
Still the most, and I think still the most successful one. I mean, you've got your Night at the Roxbury, which was a disaster movie. Superstar, which I've never seen, but some people like. Coneheads was good.
Oh, yeah. We should do that one. Conan's really good.
But yeah, so there's been so many, but this one definitely sticks out. So successful that it got a sequel a year later.
That's crazy to me. I really thought those movies were further apart, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
And another one where, I mean, I think this is one movie. Well, we'll always say that I think the sequel is as good, if not better, than the jokes. I think in the second one are in terms of like the pop culture jokes, but I guess like I don't know. I feel like I quote the second one almost more, and that's how I like gauge which one's better. I'm not saying this movie is awesome. Like they're so close, but I think 2 is a little bit higher for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people don't like Wayne's World too.
What?
I don't know. It's just I feel like people just give sequels an unfair dig, like just because it's a sequel.
Well, usually that's
like the
justified because the sequel is like trash.
It's
garbage. It's a flaming pile.
But
of
we
poop.
like so many sequels.
Better than the original.
Yeah.
But is that because that one came later than the original? So then that was when we watched more.
Probably.
Because it was like around more
Yeah.
when we were.
I think.
like-
I mean, we saw.
This one is too close, obviously, because the 1 and 2
Yeah.
are like right near
but
each other.
didn't we see the second one in the movie theater?
So that
I
would have been in
remember-
1993. I would have been 10 years old.
I remember being like in Florida
oh,
and seeing it
maybe.
with mom and dad.
I don't know.
Just the thought I had.
Call Carol.
We'll call Carol. Yeah, maybe we should call her. Anyways, yeah. So, should we get into it? I guess we've done enough talking. People are sick of it.
Just get to the movie,
Just get to the point.
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right.
It's time for the
Cool.
CD.
See, you can't talk either.
Sweetie synopsis. Yeah.
Sweeties, party time.
Excellent.
Wayne and Garth have a TV show.
their last names. You always do it.
Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar have a public access TV show, late night style, filmed from Wayne's basement. And it seems pretty free form. If we had a TV show, it'd probably be similar.
Well, watching this, I was like, we could totally have a TV show. That'd be so cool.
The next thing, Sweeties,
Sweetie Club, Sweetie
Except,
Club.
yeah,
You're
I mean, nobody has
sweet,
TV, so you'd have to do
and
it.
you're sweet.
You have to do it on YouTube or something. But
Which are like lame. No one watches those, right?
yes, they do.
Do they?
YouTube is still a huge culture. So.
Jeez.
Don't
What do
worry.
I know? I'm old.
Anyways,
Washed up.
so they're doing their thing. They're like doing their TV show. It's kind of a, so they live in Aurora, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Excellent. It's a very popular show with the kids.
Yeah.
People like it. So one late night when the show is on, now what is his actual job, Benjamin?
He's like works for a television studio, trying
TV
to
exec?
get, yeah, like obviously trying to get sponsors for their TV programs. But they do want like new TV programs, right? But to get
Yes.
Wayne's World, they knew that was like a direct shot to kids, so they were really looking at it as like advertising potential.
Okay.
So they knew they could get a big sponsor and then make money that way, because that's how TV makes money, right?
That's
Ads.
true. That's true. That's how we could make money if we wanted to. But
See?
we don't want
Sweetie
to.
Club
We don't want to
TV
sell
show.
out. We're not sellouts.
Where would we have it?
/ people don't ask us, so we don't. So Benjamin comes to Wayne and Garth and says, "Hey,
Hi.
I want to." Essentially, he's asking to buy their TV show, but not saying it in so many words, really. But he has them sign a contract, and they get $5,000, which is a big perk for them.
We got $5,000.
Scattered throughout the plot is that Wayne loves this musician Cassandra, who has a band called Crucial Taunt. She can really wail, which I guess just means like you're great. You're like a good.
Yeah, he
you're
uses
like-
it a couple of times.
right? But she can like literally wail. Her voice
Sing.
is insane.
And
Although
she's a
it's
bass player.
It's not her real voice.
It
right?
is.
It is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Tia
Get out of
Carrera
town.
sang all the
Get
songs.
right out of town.
No.
Oh my god.
Badass.
Okay, so yeah, Tia's real voice. Apparently, that's amazing. I'm just blown away. I like her even more now. So Wayne and her get together. It's great. Really, pretty an easy snag, right? I mean, he just talks to her one time.
Because I think the thing with Cassandra is that she is so cool and so pretty. So she is her pick of whatever she wants. And she doesn't, she's a great character because she doesn't go, she could have any guy she wants, and she really goes for people with substance. And she recognizes in Wayne someone who, like, yes, thinks she's hot and all that stuff, but like is a good guy.
Makes her laugh.
Yeah. That's all she wanted. So she's really deep, that Cassandra.
But it really gave me like an unrealistic portrayal of how to snag a boyfriend or girlfriend. Like it seemed very easy.
But if you were like Wayne, it would be easy because you were like such a cool guy. He was a cool guy.
I guess.
And didn't like think that much. He was very.
You saying I'm not cool?
Humble. No, but he was like such a humble guy, but like still had smooth moves and was nice and made people laugh.
Okay.
You know those guys who
Sure.
are like super humble and funny and like they get girlfriends all the time because that's just how you do it.
Maybe.
For
can't
women, it
think of
doesn't
any.
work necessarily the same.
Oh.
Men are not looking for humble women who make them laugh
Of
most
course.
of the time.
Damn it.
Exactly.
Lose
So,
again.
It's just different.
Yeah. Anyways, so they bring Wayne and Garth's show to Chicago, to the big city, put it in a studio. It's all different. They got fancy things, new theme songs, stuff like that. When they find out that they will need to feature Noah Vanderhoff as so he's sponsoring it, and he's going to be on every show, or is it once a week? Or is the show once a week?
Oh, is the show once a week?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It must be, yeah. So he's going to have a guest spot every week?
Yeah, just because the whole point,
Seems
remember
excessive.
when they asked him, they wanted him to be a sponsor, they were like, what is your main complaint about your industry, this arcade industry? I can't tell the kids about the new games that I have. So this was wholly so Noah Vanderhoff could come and talk to people about their new games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wayne's not happy about it. He doesn't like selling out aspect.
Right, but he signed the contract and obviously didn't read it.
Right. But he wants to do his own show, but he can't now because he's locked into this contract. So he tries to do his own thing, his regular Wayne thing, writes mean things on the back of the cue cards for the audience to see when he's talking to Noah Vanderhoff, like he blows goats, I approve, this man has no penis, etc., etc. Which actually ends up getting him fired.
Oops.
So also secondary to this, Benjamin is moving in on Cassandra and is snagging her by getting her a music video deal. She doesn't really like him, but he's giving her this opportunity, so she has to be nice to him, whatever. But he really wants to snag her. He's a jerk. So Wayne gets fired, so he leaves. He like goes into a shame spiral of like sadness and anger. Loses Cassandra. He's mad at Garth. There's fights, whatever. At some point, he comes to the realization that, you know what, I don't want to lose it like this. So he gets his friends together, makes up with Garth. They make up a plan. They're gonna get Cassandra. They're gonna get this bigwig record producer, Mr. Big, to see Cassandra performing, and they're gonna bring him to his house. Which question that I had, maybe I missed this in the plan, but how does Mr. Big know like where they are?
So in the beginning, that the TV show that gets, or the Wayne's World from the basement that gets beamed to his TV goes, we're at blah blah blah.
Oh,
blah.
right.
He tells them the address. If you're interested, come by. So he tells them.
But I thought like it didn't come into his TV until after he said that.
Was always like, who would fucking remember that?
Yeah.
There's no way you would be like.
And how would they find it back then? You didn't have like a GPS.
I know. Well, hopefully it was like a local limo driver, or you just stop and ask for directions. Hello, remember that?
Back in the day, yeah.
Whoa, what
I don't
was
know.
that?
But anyways, yeah, so Mr. Big sees it, and a little confusing here because we got 3 different endings, but the actual ending is that Mr. Big offers Cassandra a 6-record deal.
That's crazy.
6-album deal. That's a lot of albums.
You want to make sure they can sell one album before
Yeah.
you have them recorded.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, watch out.
Bad business.
Yeah,
That's
and
going
then
out of
so
business
they end
doing
up
that.
together,
Sharp Records.
and then that's it. And somehow Wayne gets his show back, which they don't really discuss.
Wait. Yeah, because in the second one, he still has the show. Of
course.
Because they do it in the loft
Yeah.
that they have.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't get discussed. That's right. Because he did like sell it for pretty cheap
Right.
too.
10,000 technically.
Not that
They each got
much.
5,000.
Yeah, but then was he getting paid to also do the show as it kept going?
I'm assuming that's. I mean, how else do they buy that
Where is this
sweet
contract?
loft?
I want to see this contract.
Also, why is the 90s is always about sweet lofts? You know, it's not a real thing, guys. I just want you guys to know.
there are loft
No,
apartments.
I know, but you can't afford them.
No.
It's always this like musician who makes
Right.
no money, this
Okay.
stripper who makes no money in Flashdance.
Well, I feel like lofts used to be the affordable thing because they're like, who wants to live in one giant
and now,
room?
yeah, and now it's been gentrified. And
now
like,
it's
who wants to live in like a dusty, decrepit like factory?
Now everybody does.
And now everybody's like, so cool, guys. I'm gonna put up this cool brick wall. It's gonna be so cool. Ugh, damn it.
I
Ruined
already
it for
live in a
everyone.
studio.
Fucking
Bullshit.
yuppies. God. Dang. All right. Yeah. So I guess that's the end. So quick plot. Obviously, the movie mostly consists of hilarious lines.
Yeah, it's not a plot heavy movie. You're
not
really interested in the plot. You're interested in hilarious lines, amazing pop culture and rock history references, and some pretty amazing music, both on the soundtrack and the Cassandra band herself.
Yeah,
they wail. I love those guys.
Wail.
They're
yeah.
really good.
Crucial Taunt.
Yeah,
amazing. But yeah, and just the magnificent character work of Michael Myers and Dana Carvey, who are playing Wayne and Garth. They're just geniuses in this. I feel like this is the role they were meant to play. Like,
yeah,
it is just.
So
them.
I guess Wayne was Mike Myers' creation on SCTV. So it came out of there, and then when he went to SNL, that got brought on then, and then that's where he met Dana Carvey, and then they looped Garth into it. So Garth was created when it went to SNL.
Makes sense.
And I think I read that Mike Myers was like a little resentful of that because like this was his baby, and then at the time Dana Carvey was actually the bigger star. So to like have him, he was like worried it was going to like overshadow. But it played like I think he told Dana Carvey like like Garth like just loves Wayne. It's like he's like Wayne's slave, which he like really kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean that's their dynamic.
Well, he doesn't have his own. I mean, it's called Wayne's World.
Yeah.
It's not like Wayne and Garth's world, which I feel sad sometimes. I'm like, oh, poor Garth, but he wouldn't want the limelight. He feels uncomfortable.
That's not his personality, and that's why the end is so funny because he really does take charge.
Yeah,
like when he's talking to what's his name, Russell. He's like, "Give me the flashlight, Russell." Like he gets so like power trip, and I'm like, "Yeah, Garth, like you made it happen." Good moment for him. Good moment.
It is great character arc.
But yeah, I mean, this movie, so 92, so pretty young for us, but one we would have watched like immediately as soon as it was on video or whatever.
Yes.
And this movie, I think, out of any of the ones that we've seen, and I know we talk about Sweetie Confusion all the time and how we would watch movies and then, think we understood them and then watch them later and be like, whoa, this is like totally different from what I thought. This movie for me is like number one in terms of like not getting any of the jokes as a child, whether it was the pop culture references, the very light sexual euphemisms, like all that stuff. Laughing still, because as we always talk about, it's funny just the way they deliver the stuff.
Delivery is funny, yeah.
But, oh man, like I think the whole movie I just didn't get at all. I can't even pinpoint a couple that Sweetie Confusions, like they were all way over my head. And then they just become these brilliant lines when she actually
down one. So there's like Garth finds the condoms and he's like, ribbed for her pleasure, ew. So like didn't get that, the sexual things.
You know what I thought?
The gratuitous sex scene.
I will tell you what I thought that was. Okay. So I thought that I got they were condoms and I got that they were used for sex. I thought a ribbed condom had like ribs all the way down the condom, and that like so like it would feel good, but it's like really just the top part.
Are you sure about that? I feel like it might be the whole thing. Confused? I think it's the whole thing.
Is it? So that's right?
I think so.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
I don't know.
I have had sex, just so you know. Don't let this fool you.
She also was confused about what platonic meant.
No, I know what platonic means, but I always thought Terry was gay.
Terry. Oh, I thought you said Russell. I thought you were confused about Russell.
No, I always thought Terry was gay. Is Terry supposed to be gay? It doesn't matter.
I don't think so. Right. Like, I don't think so. He's just saying, like, I love you. Like, I really love you. But he's saying it to everybody. So it's just his thing. Okay. But then when Russell says at the end, like, and I love you because I understand that platonic love can exist between two grown men. It's beautiful. Okay. So we straighten that out. Okay. Also, I feel like this movie is actually fairly kid friendly. There are no swears in this, which is pretty wild. Yeah. But again, it's not Garth and Wayne and Garth's shtick. It's just swear. That's just they don't do that. There's drinking, but it's not like heavy. There's no drugs. It's it's all very like,
and like I know they make a joke out of it with like the gratuitous sex scene like part, but also him and Cassandra like. Peck on the lips is like the most physical you see them be,
which is funny because it's it's such a departure from the kind of raunchy, like other I can't think of any other like I feel like most comedies today are very swear heavy, sex heavy,
right? Which makes you think you don't need all that stuff if the writing is good enough, and that's what this was about, delivery, and like just how those guys, their whole joie de vivre, let's say, and personality, and how that was so funky,
Yeah.
you know, and kind of had like, because okay, so they're supposed to be these like crazy, let's say, not like groupies, but like sort of, I don't know, that like late, because they're not grunge, but they love like classic rock, right?
Yeah.
So their whole life is classic rock and music, but they don't really
Hair
play
bands.
hair bands, but they don't actually play really any instruments. I mean,
No, they
they
do.
kind of do, but
No, they
like,
do.
not really.
Sure they do. I
they?
mean, Garth always has drumsticks in his like
Yeah,
pocket. And,
I guess you're right, but they're
and
not in like a
Wayne
band.
plays the guitar.
but-
He buys that big guitar. They're not in a band, but like they.
Yeah.
That was I guess the thing. You know, it reminds me of our cousins.
Yeah,
Zach and Ace, so we're like very in that in that realm, like in this time
you're
of
right.
like long hair, guitars, and that kind of thing. It was definitely like teenage into early 20s
Yeah.
lifestyle, I
but
would
they,
say.
and they love so like we're like Sweetie was saying before. There's no drugs or alcohol, but they constantly are talking about partying. But in the sense that we think of partying today, and rock and roll in general, what that means. They are like the anti of that. They just don't do any of that. They like love the music and love hanging out, but it has nothing to do with like that side of it, which is so cool.
So pure. It's
And
so
they're
beautiful.
still like really cool guys. They're like straight edge,
but not.
like rockers.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I think it's cool.
So how old do you think they're supposed to be?
All right. So Wayne's had a couple Joe jobs, has his collection of hairnets and aprons.
Still lives with
Still
his
lives with
parents.
and Garth does too.
Yeah.
Okay. So that could be, I always think like early 20s, 25-ish.
Yeah,
let's
that's what
say.
I wrote. 25 question mark. Because I forgot that they do drink in this. There's the scene at the restaurant. They have a beer at Benjamin's later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that makes
so they're
sense.
above 21.
So over 21,
But, I mean,
probably not 30
I know we
yet.
always talk about like prequel kind of stuff. Like that'd be kind of a fun prequel.
Yeah.
Wayne and Garth in college. Do they go to the same school?
I don't think they went to college, to
Did
be
they not?
honest.
They
No.
were just those kind
Why
of
would he
kids?
have Joe jobs if he went to college?
Right. Why did he have I love that phrase. I've had my share of Joe jobs.
It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. 25.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Settled on that. Are you more of a Garth person or a Wayne person?
Oh, Wayne for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Garth, but like I just attach myself to the Wayne humor.
Yeah.
Garth is more about like looks and awkwardness. You know, like I mean,
Well,
Wayne
that-
is a little bit too, but
I attach myself to the Garth.
yeah,
humor.
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the kind of humor I still think it's funny, but
what
it's not my number one.
I like about Garth is the randomness of his character, and like there's this scene where he's just working on this animatronic arm, and he's wearing this crazy helmet thing, and it's so random and unexplained, and it's probably one of my favorite moments in the whole movie. And Benjamin's just trying to talk to him, and he's just like, change. We fear change, and then just hammers the hand because it starts moving. It's great. But I love Garth. So Sweetie and I actually dressed up as Wayne and Garth for Halloween one year. I was Garth. Sweetie was Wayne. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
And I gotta say, the thing I'm most proud about for those costumes was our craftiness. I mean, we did not buy. You know, you can get like a Wayne and Garth kit basically from the internet, Amazon. They'll send you the Wayne World hat. They'll send you the Garth glasses. I mean, you did get the Garth. Well,
I know I bought nerd glasses at the costume shop.
but
Still have 'em.
Sweetie made her shirt a shirt that said Wayne stock. So we kind of borrowed.
Shout
from
out
the
to
second
Wayne's World,
movie.
too.
Yeah. I made my own Wayne's World hat by buying a pink hat at the craft store, painting it black, and then doing these crazy stencil letters and this little globe that I found in a stencil kit. Remember I stenciled
Oh,
the
I
whole
know. I
thing?
remember that. I didn't know. I forgot that you painted
Yeah.
the hat.
Yep.
We couldn't find a black hat?
No.
Dang, they were like all out. Yeah, because it was like the day before Halloween. We always wait too long.
So we made everything, and it came out so
And
good.
then I went to the thrift store and I bought like a man's like plaid blue shirt.
Yep.
I was
Oh,
trying to find
what was the wig though?
the wig was a woman's wig. It was just like a blonde wig with bangs, and then we tussled it up and made it crazy and cut it in the bathroom and made it really like gross.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
I wish we had gone to a bigger party. Remember that was sort of a
Oh, yeah.
small
I
party,
wish
but
more
still
people
we were
saw
huge
us.
hits.
Huge hit, and we embodied the characters to a T. If I must, if I do say so.
So
myself.
I brought the signs to the party that said like this guy blows goats and like sphincter boy, and I would like sit next to people.
we took pictures.
And we took pictures. I would like sit next to people and have the signs pointing to them. It was pretty cool. It was pretty
Good.
cool.
It was a good night.
Yeah, that's always a good costume. I feel like everyone does that one, but it's truly good. It never gets old. Much like this movie,
Much like this movie.
because
Never
I
gets
had
old.
a note in here that says like so this was a movie that the taglines, let's say 5 biggest taglines in this movie are so popular now, and like everyone knows them, like you know what they are, you can say them, blah blah blah. And I feel like that runs the risk of like overdoing it and making a movie like annoying, you know. But that doesn't happen with this movie. Like it escapes that, and I don't like. And I wanted to hear like your opinion on why you think like this movie has not run into that rut, because those main lines are like funny, but they're certainly not my favorites
so
anymore.
it's like party on, excellent, maybe game on, or like I can't think of any other ones now.
Me neither.
I feel like the ones we love are very niche.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because once you watch it too many times, you pass over all.
But I think the reason is that again, I go back to the delivery, but it's so unique, and the way that they do it is such that maybe because it's used throughout or something, and the way that pop culture adopted these taglines was different from how they're used in the movie. Maybe that's part of it too. I'm just talking, to be honest.
But
I'm
maybe
not sure.
also, but there's more than just the taglines. Like
There's,
like you just said, like all our favorite lines are the ones if you really
so
dig
much
in
more
there.
to love. Yeah, like I don't know.
It's not a movie just with 5 taglines that make it funny. It's like every. Like I would argue that like almost every line in this movie is hilarious.
I was going to maybe talk about some that don't land quite as.
Oh, that's a good one.
But now
what do you got?
But no, I didn't write them down because I was too upset. I was like, no, that's sad.
But if you could only pick like 3, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And the ones that don't actually are ones that like Wayne knows they don't fall. Like when he's like, everybody was kung fu fighting, and he like makes like a cringe face, like that, something like that, like a bad joke, but he knows it's a bad joke, so that kind of thing. So aside from Wayne and Garth, who would you say is your favorite character?
Okay.
In the movie.
So I wrote down that Cassandra, first of all, is definitely a babe. And like I said, super deep. And I think for me, especially, she made, and I hope other little girls too, made me be like, want to be a rocker so bad. And like, really, it's true though. There's not a lot. There was a section of time, I feel like in the 80s, where there was all these like some women rockers, and that was really cool. But that kind of faded, and then women became more like pop stars.
Yep.
And they became like just a single woman doing her own thing, which is equally as awesome. But the front man of a rock band with all men, and like you're the front singer, I hadn't seen that really that much as a little girl, and I was like, this is awesome.
That's why I love No Doubt so much, and you always give me crap for that.
Well,
but
I don't like that
I
music, but
but
I really
that's why I loved
Gwen Stefani,
No Doubt so much, because of that. And Cassandra was like cool goals equals like I just want to be
that
her.
seems like the coolest thing in the world to me, being the lead singer of a band. Like you're just the one woman, and it's all these guys, and like whoa, like and everyone. She's a babe for many reasons. Like we were saying, she's super smart, she's talented, like whatever. But I just like walked away with this being like, I want to be her, which is cool.
Yeah, killer outfits. She's owning.
What's your favorite?
So she's
I
owning
listed
the
all of
lace.
them.
Her lace game is on point.
Okay, I'm gonna say the 4, and then you say which one's your favorite out of these.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is the white outfit that he first meets her with the knee highs, and like the silver shoes. Not my favorite. Purple lace top, sort of like fringy cuffs.
I thought it was a blue. I thought it was more of a blue.
I see that as purple.
Okay.
And then purple leather pants. I thought it was a jumpsuit at first, then I looked closer.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
a
was like,
two-piece.
It's two-piece. Red dress with zippers, or red lace dress at the end.
Red lace dress.
Me too.
Just her breasts look amazing
so
in it.
She has good boobs.
And just like I just want to talk again about the lace was such a thing. I mean, this was the same time that American Gladiators was big. So lace, the Gladiator too. Lace was just such a fabric. Big fabric in the 90s. Yeah. So I love her lace stuff. But I will say that her off-duty looks are not as strong as her concert.
All the pigtails and like the weird.
Oh, she has another look too that's
innocent
just like a
shirts.
white pretty shirt with like pants and cowboy boots, and then like a ponytail.
nice.
I liked that look,
Yeah.
but a couple of off-duty looks. I was like, ooh.
Off-duty.
one of
the
them.
rocker
I was like,
chick.
is she wearing scrubs or what? When she's in the Makitas.
Oh, the weird floral shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what is that? But yeah, love the red lace dress.
I know. My second is the purple lace top.
Mine
The
too.
pants. I
Mine
love
too.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. So good.
Not but not the white one. Reminds me so similar to the Clueless look with the silver
never into that
and the
knee-high
knee-high thing. But it wasn't just that. It was that the shoes were like they were peep toe.
Yeah, with those
With the
90s
tights.
shoes, like literally make me ill. I cannot, and they have like a weird buckle or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It's like weird pilgrim buckles.
It's you know how we feel about creepy pilgrims. It's not okay.
It's like 90s shoes give me nightmares.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they-
no,
Give you-
close-toed shoes.
No. Yeah, they're scary. So my favorite character is Russell and his tracksuits. He's like a side character.
What happened to those tracksuits made out of like parachute material?
Love those. Like the windbreaker look.
What happened to
so
windbreakers? Man, I
good.
miss those. Remember when we like loved windbreakers?
Yes.
We had windbreakers.
Yes, and we're like, oh, it's windy out. Gotta
Oh
put
my
my
God.
windbreaker
I
on
had
because it broke the wind, which
It
did not.
did not. It's like the thinnest fucking jacket ever. I had a Columbia one, I think. Remember? Like mom got it for me at like Nauset Sports. I was obsessed with it. I'm like, yes.
Remember
I
we
have
had
a windbreaker.
we had like the magic. So mine was like
Yeah.
orange and neon yellow. Yours was like purple and
Oh,
blue.
mom made them.
She did.
She made them.
What?
Yes.
Carol.
Oh shoot.
Get Carol on the horn. Yeah. So interesting. Okay. Yeah. Fucking love windbreakers. Love Russell. I think Russell's so sweet and kind. Even though when he's under Benjamin's control, he's still. You can tell he's okay. You know,
Right.
like he's not a bad
Exactly.
guy.
Like I love when he's like, Russell, get to know these guys. So then like he goes with Wayne and Garth to sign the contracts, and then Russell has to hang out with like the Terry and like Alan and Phil, like the other like part of the group. And so then Russell just shows up like at the club with them and is just like hanging
So
out.
is Benjamin. Benjamin's there
Oh,
too.
he's there too. But Russell was just like hanging
Yeah.
out with. I mean, it's supposed to be awkward.
Yeah,
but it's just so funny.
It's great. Yeah, I love that. I love Russell. Big Russell fan over here.
Aw. Yeah, what else is that guy in?
Oh.
I confuse him with like Ned Ryerson, but that's not the same actor.
Right? No, that's I don't know. Look it up. Look it up. So I feel like the rest of this is just going to be us saying our favorite lines. Real quick, remember when Terry was in The Americans?
Yes. Oh my god.
So
That's
of
weird.
all the people in this movie, I feel like actually Terry has had the best career.
Yeah.
So Terry was
They
in.
said he was on Desperate Housewives. He's
so-
like a main
yeah,
character.
you knew that. It was
Yeah.
when you watched when
Yeah.
you were watching it. He's like the guy that someone has an affair with,
Yeah.
like Terry Hatcher
Yeah.
or something. Terry had an affair with Terry.
Double Terry.
Whoa.
Terry squared.
But he was a like an ex Navy SEALs in The Americans, right? And it was scary. He was a bad guy in The Americans. Just so random. What's up? What's Carol doing?
Mom said possibly. Is this for the podcast? She knows.
Fuck.
Should we call her?
Sure.
Maybe she'll talk about Wayne's World.
She loves Wayne's World.
Does
so.
she?
Yes.
We can ask her if we
one of her
saw
favorite.
it in the.
Yeah. I want to ask her that, and I want to ask her about the windbreakers. Did not realize that she
I'm pretty sure she
that
made them.
she made them.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Okay, so quick question.
So we were
Yes.
talking about, remember in the 90s, like there was that crazy jumpsuit, like windbreaker jumpsuit tradition? Like everyone had those, like
Windbreaker.
they're made out of like parachute material, and that was so popular, like the pants and the coat.
I remember having a skirt parachute skirt on.
Whoa.
Parachute skirt. What? But remember we had those
It was really blousy.
blousey. Okay, but remember we had those windbreakers when we were little. I had like
Yes.
an
Yeah. So
I-
I had a pink and neon one, and Andre, I think she had a orange and neon one. But you
don't
made
think I
them,
made-
I'm pretty sure.
Did I?
Yes.
Wow, I made so many great things.
I
That was
know.
amazing.
yeah. But yeah, we were talking about those, and then we were talking about do you remember if we saw Wayne's World 2 in the movie theater with you and Dad in Florida or something?
It would have been 1993.
Tell me the plot of that one. Like, who was in that one?
Well, Wayne's World 2 is when. Well, see, I thought it was Wayne's World 1 because I remember them on the car at the airport talking about Bugs Bunny dressed up as a girl.
There's so many similar scenes though in the two.
Oh, well, Wayne's World 2 is when they have like the kind of Woodstock concert.
Yeah. Waynestock?
It's called Waynestock, and they need to get a bunch of bands to go. Cassandra ends up getting married to Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken's in that one. Remember that?
Barely remember.
Yeah. But I don't know. For some reason, I thought we saw it in the theater. But if you don't remember, I don't know. No one else. We have no one else to go to.
Well, my memory's shot. Sorry.
Well, so we're doing Wayne's World, the first one, obviously, for this podcast.
Right.
What any thoughts or memories just from that movie?
Well, I thought they were just kind of goofy.
Yeah.
And, the one I saw, Kim Basinger was in it. That's the one I remember.
That's the second one.
The second one.
Yeah, like, why she would ever go for
Garth.
It's like, really?
That's the joke, because she wants him to kill her husband.
She did?
Yes.
Oh, God. Well, that's right. No, it was just it was funny. They were just, sometimes Mike Myers kind of irritates me. I don't know why. He just kind of plays the same kind of person.
Interesting.
But I can't think of it. I just thought it was just so goofy and funny. It was just, I guess I was watching Saturday Night Live at the time, so I was familiar with them and their riff.
And that character?
And those characters. Yeah, they
right.
were. That's where it originated from, I believe. Right. And
yeah, because that's funny because we, like, as little kids, we weren't obviously watching Saturday Night Live yet because it was on, like, super late.
I did not let you see that movie. Come on.
Yes, you did. Well, we talked about how it's actually pretty kid-friendly.
Yeah. There's no swears, there's no sex, there's no, like, drugs or alcohol, so.
But there's allusions to things, though, isn't there? Like,
yeah, but if you don't, but they go right over your head when you're little.
Yeah. Right, a lot of them.
And you're just, and they really are just silly. So you're really, as a kid, just laughing at them being like kind of goofy guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they are really fun. They were really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
So,
yeah. We recommend it.
Yeah, you think you should watch it probably. So just
watch again. I want to watch all your movies after I hear your podcast.
Aww, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
Number one fan.
Carol.
That's me.
All right.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, always so good to talk to Carol.
All right. So we got our juice. So, I mean, still unanswered, really, for the most part. We're still not sure. But, yeah, good segment.
Oh, so before we get into all our favorite lines, I want to do a quick little talk about Queen.
Okay.
So this is so not a line, but a scene. The most popular scene, I would say, in this movie is the Bohemian Rhapsody part. So it's in the very beginning. It's like the credits are rolling still when they do this.
Yeah.
They get in the car. He's like, I think it's time for a little Bohemian Rhapsody. And he puts his tape in. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. And the big headbanging scene at the end. So if you ask anyone Wayne's World, like I'm sure they would do that. They would headbang and do that scene, which is awesome. But for us, we I think before this movie or around the same time.
I don't think so. I think it must have been around the same time.
So
although I don't. But
our dad had we had this. Remember those CD clubs? I think we've talked about this, where you'd get 10 CDs a month or something,
No,
and you put the little stickers on the
no,
thing.
wait.
Right?
It was we got our first CD player. Dad bought also with it Classic Queen.
It would have been around this time, just like Wayne got that
Well,
CD
look up
player.
when Classic Queen came out. I feel like it was before this. Maybe he just bought it. I don't know.
So it was like that Bob Marley Legend.
Yeah.
So we had 10 CDs, let's say, and so that's all we could play in the CD player because it's the only CDs we had.
Yeah.
But and my dad was obsessed with it. He loved Queen, and we
Queen.
grew up on that Classic Queen album, which is just the main hits of Queen.
So good. Radio Gaga. Yeah.
So we play that all the time, and so we were such big Queen fans growing up.
Yeah.
And so I was reading about this movie. I guess when Bohemian Rhapsody came out initially, and whenever that was, 70s, 80s, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And was not that popular in the States. But then when this movie came out, oh my God, talk about a resurgence of that song. Went nuts. Mm-hmm. And then you got a whole generation of people who had never even heard of Queen going absolutely crazy. And then they had a little thing about how Freddie Mercury like died right before this movie came out, but Mike Myers did send him a clip of the song, and like obviously he had to give them the rights to use the song in the movie.
Yeah.
So he knew it was happening and everything like that, but he like he did get to see it before
Good.
he died, so that was good.
Oh.
But just like if you are already not a Queen fan, like get on that shit. They are so good.
So good.
Freddie Mercury, I will argue to anybody, has one of the best voices in the entire world I have ever heard.
Sure. I support it.
He's amazing.
Support it. Love it. Okay, so now are we talking favorite lines, or should we start with lines we use in everyday situations, or do you want to just start with favorite ones?
Yeah, so I starred ones that I use sort of often.
Okay.
So I'm sure we have a lot of the same ones.
Okay. So in terms of lines we use in everyday life, so one that we use is we got $5,000.
Sorry,
riff.
Classic Queen came out in 1992.
Oh my God. See? Yeah. So it's exactly the same time.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
That's so good.
Okay. So yeah, we got $5,000, which we will say anytime we get any kind of money, it could be like $5, it could be $2. There's a time in Sweetie and I's life when we did not have a lot of money and we would be excited about things. So one time I complained about how a box of Nut Thins was not as flavorful as it usually is, for instance, and we got a bunch of free coupons for Nut Thins. So we got $5,000 dance.
We got a bunch of Nut Thins. We got a bunch of Nut Thins.
We did the dance around the kitchen and the funny like Wayne like with the arms in the air thing. So that's one of my faves. I'm not going to jail for you or anyone.
That's one. Oh, yeah. Cross that one out for me. That's one that we use all the time.
I mean, I feel like it's one that you would, after a while, just use to annoy me. Because you would say it literally after everything you said. And I feel like when we lived together, and I would just get annoyed. So explain how you use it.
I don't know. I now remember using it just to annoy you. You'd be like, I would just be like a comeback to everything you said.
I'd be like, sweetie, can you take the trash out? I did it last time.
And I'd be like, well, I'm not going to jail for you or anybody. So it's the part of the scene is when like Benjamin is having them sign the contracts, and he's like, oh, should you have your lawyer look through this? And Wayne's like, oh, we're between lawyers right now. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I went in there and I grabbed him by his big fat head and I said, look, man, I'm not going to jail for you or anybody.
So it's like Garth like spins this yarn of like doesn't
That's
even
why
make
I
any
love
sense.
him. It's so random.
So good. So I use that one a lot.
I love how whenever we, and just so you know, whenever we use the lines, they don't make sense generally, but they make sense in our heads. So it all works out. Yep. So, and then another one, which we've been able to use this in real life about the thing that it's about, which is exciting because that really happens. So this is the one where they're in the green screen and they're putting all the cities on, and they're like, this New York, I got a gun, let's go to a Broadway show, Texas, Hawaii. And then Wayne says, or imagine being whisked away to the magical land of Delaware. And then there's just like a picture of a bridge, and they're like, hi, I'm in Delaware. And they just don't do anything because Delaware is so boring. And I think Dad had to explain that to us, or to me when I was little. I didn't really get it. I was like, why is that funny? He's like, because there's nothing in Delaware. It's like such like a nut. Like, I'm sorry, Delaware.
Sorry, Delaware.
I'm sure there's plenty of fun, great things in there, but
hey, it's the first state. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that, but not a lot of else. There's not like a...
It's capital of Delaware.
Dover.
Good one.
Thank you. I was the state capital champion in my fifth grade class, so just so you know. So Delaware. So my friend Jill's parents have just moved to Delaware, sort of recently. So whenever they talk about Delaware, I feel like I always go, "Hi, I'm in Delaware." I'm like, "What's it like there?" Nothing, just bridges. Cool. So then this is another classic Wayne's World line, right? Car.
Yeah. So that's one like probably the most like known one that I use. So whenever we live in like an urban environment and like we're walking in the street like or you're whatever, and like a car comes and you go car. And then if you go back in the street, game on.
It's
always.
great.
And even if like I don't say it out loud, I think it in my head.
If kids are playing like football in the street or something, they have to move out of the way. They don't say it because they're too little. They're too young. They don't know. But we know. We know.
Game on, game on. I like the part where Garth is like, game on. Like his voice like cracks and it's like a weird like
his
key.
voice cracks a lot.
Yeah.
It's such great
Game
timing. Does he do it on purpose? I don't know. So We Fear Change, that the one I talked about briefly before. I say that a lot when things are going to be different, or someone's like, "What do you think about that?" And I'm always like, "We fear change." No Stairway, Denied. That's one. That's a good one.
Pretty famous one.
Just to be like, you won't. If someone says you can't do something, that's a good one to just say, like, "No Stairway, Denied." Or if Stairway to Heaven is just playing in the background. Can you say your trivia tip about that actually?
Of why the guitar store kind of thing is.
Yep.
Yeah. So another one where I didn't really get, where we were talking about that joke, not knowing about Stairway really until I got to high school, when that became that song that they played at high school dances at like the last song.
I don't know why they play that at high school
It's
dances.
like 8
First of
years
all,
long.
It's
so
9
you're
minutes.
slow dancing with someone who you hate.
Slow, but then it gets like fast and weird.
Ugh, so weird. I know, it's so crazy. Like what was that? Like late 90s, and they were still doing that. Like
It's weird.
No. Yeah. So anyway, great like guitar riff that starts that song, right? So I guess a lot of people wanting to buy guitars would and very famous, so you would know it.
And it's very simple, right? I thought that was the joke. Like it's like it's like 3 notes, or you only need to know like 5 notes to play that song or something.
So I guess in Britain, the UK, in garage guitar stores or like music stores, that they actually had rules about that. So you would either get kicked out or fined. Whoa, hardcore. If you played that song in the store. Like, wow. Because it was just like being so overplayed, and they were just, I guess, sick of it. And yeah. But good one.
That's a good fact.
What's that? Led Zeppelin?
Good trivia fact. Yep.
Yeah.
Another one that I like to say, actually, that same
didn't write any songs that everybody liked. They left that to the Bee Gees.
And props to Wayne's World for giving us a really big knowledge of rock.
Love it.
I feel like all of my rock knowledge I learned from Wayne's World.
Between this one and the second one
is either sad or awesome, depending on how you look at it. So good for that.
I know, and I did have to look up the like Ravi Shankar phase one today. And it confirmed. So there's like this part where Wayne is asking Cassandra if she'll still love him if he goes through all these different phases, because he's going to become this like big star. So he's like, "Will you still love me when I'm in my hang out with Ravi Shankar phase?" So Ravi Shankar, the Indian, what's that instrument? Sitar player. Big in like the 70s, and had a big influence on George Harrison, because he hung out with him a lot, and then that influenced the Beatles music that had kind of like an Indian kind of feel.
I wanted a girl, or should I say,
yeah, that's
she
a good one.
wanted me.
That's
a sitar.
Yeah, I love that song.
Norwegian one.
Yeah. Oh. And then, and then will you still love me when I'm purple, bloated on a toilet, passed out in my own vomit phase, which is reference to Elvis.
Oh, no.
Died on a toilet.
Yeah. Which a lot of people die on the toilet, just so you know. So if you're getting up in age, or even if you're not, it's a common thing.
Because you're just straining.
So, quick story. We went to the fire station on a field trip, and we got to go in an ambulance, and we were like, "Yay, this is fun." So the guy was like, "I need a volunteer." So this kid, Tom Allen, love you, Tom, if you're listening, is like, "I'll do it." So he volunteers. So he hooks Tom Allen up to the machine. And he's like, "Okay, so this is Tom's heart," like blah blah blah. And then so like in front of I feel like it was mostly girls. Maybe this is why this sticks out and why I'm always like, poor Tom. So then the guy's like, "Okay, Tom, now I want you to bear down like you're taking a poop." And we're all like, "Oh my god."
How old were you?
Poop. Like freshman in high school.
Oh, okay.
So he did that, and your heart actually stops, like when you are forcing out.
Well, you've known someone who's passed out in the toilet, right?
Yes.
Don't say
I won't
their
say
name,
any names, but this is why. Because if you're like bearing down to take a poop, your heart is actually not.
I gotta be careful.
It's like straining, and it's like stop. So your heart does go way down when you do that. It doesn't stop, but it like goes down significantly. So if you're old and you don't have like a lot of so that's why people die on the toilet. So just be careful and try to take some breaths and take it slow.
Or read something. Take your mind off of it.
Invest in a squatty potty, maybe. Just a thought. Tom Allen, if you're out there, I'm sorry that
hope
happened
you
to you.
haven't died on the toilet.
And that if that was really embarrassing, I'm sorry, but I still bring it up every day. So
I'm
probably
sure
your
he
worst fear.
remembers that so much. That was like a defining moment in his childhood. I'm
I
sure.
would have died because we were still in that period where you were like not admitting to anybody that you ever took a poop, right?
that's so
it was
sad.
just such a thing where you just like, and it's still, and this is kind of one of my things. When I get famous, if I get famous, my charity is going to be, how can we get people to talk more about poop? Yeah. Because it shouldn't be this closed lip thing.
You're gonna have an everybody poops charity, aren't you?
I am. I want it to be more out there and acceptable. I don't want it to be this taboo thing that nobody talks
I've gotten
about.
a lot better about it.
Yeah. It's everybody poops. So that's
I
it.
actually chant in my head, everybody poops, when I'm in the bathroom at work and I'm embarrassed about it. It really got me over the whole fear of having to poop at work. Because I used to never be able to poop at work for fear of judgment. And now it's like, well, who cares?
It's an everyday thing.
You gotta
Yeah,
go, you
you
gotta
just
go.
gotta do it.
Good story.
All
Good story.
right. Yeah.
This is who we are,
Okay.
people. I just want, just embrace us.
Okay, so moving on, back on the lines for everyday life. So same thing in the guitar store. Garth actually does this like guitar solo, which is a real. Dana Carvey was a big drummer, so that's really him playing, and he gets to shine. I love it. The guy comes up to him at the end and goes, "Wow, you're like amazing," and Garth says, "Thanks, I like to play." And then does like one little dink on like the cymbal with his drumstick. So I like to say that anytime somebody gives me a compliment.
Exactly. That's the compliment one.
Yep. So any compliment, doesn't matter what it is.
I love the guy who
"Thanks,
gives the
I like
compliment
to
to
play."
him. When he's like, you're, and he like swallows it. He's like, you're amazing. I love that guy.
Where is that guy? Good job. Great delivery. So good.
Amazing.
Another great Garth line is whenever I'm like out and I'm not having such a great time, I'll be like, I'm having a good time. I just love that. I love saying that. This is one that Sweetie and I say a lot, is when we get in like a fake fight. We'll be like, so go then. Go. I'm going. Then go.
Leave. Go. I'm gone. Where'd you go yet?
Love it. Yeah. And I think that's all of them. I'm tired. Whew.
Okay, so mine, I have a couple extras to add. So in the beginning, they pick up, there's this guy, their friend Phil, who's always partied out. So they pick him up in the beginning, and they're like, Phil, you partied out again, man. So they bring him in the car, and that's that famous line where it's like, you want to spew in this. Like, Garth gives him this tiny little Dixie cup that he's like folded up into his shirt pocket. Don't know why, kind of weird. He's like, I'm going to spew
It's just
in
another
this.
Garth thing.
Yeah.
Like, it just unexplained.
So Phil starts to like basically like pass out at Makita's. Is it Makita's? Yeah. Donut shop. And so they're like, coffee cruller stat. And so I always say that in my head when I'm like hungover and I'm on my way to work and I'm like in the line for Dunkin' Donuts coffee and I'm like, coffee cruller stat.
Even though you can't eat crullers.
I know.
Oh, man.
But that's like my hungover.
Yeah.
Like, I need coffee.
It's a good one.
So bad. And then, the new print, so that when they're doing like all the
I missed
little
that one. I had that.
fake, so they're talking about how they don't believe in like sponsorship and selling out, but then they do this kind of whole like tongue-in-cheek like, actually there's all the sponsors for this movie. So there's like Wayne eating the Pizza Hut, and like Garth like delivers this like funny speech like wearing all this Reebok stuff, and then Wayne goes, this is giving me a headache. And Garth comes up and he's like, try this. He's like, Newton. And he pours it into his hand. Just like the two pills come out of the thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, little, yellow, different.
Different.
And I feel like we just say that all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm forgetting why. That's another one where I'm like, shoot.
I think it's either whenever we take
Something is little?
or
Are we
whenever
saying?
we take Tylenol, and whenever something's little, if something's little, because that's the first word of that line. So we'll just say it. We'll be like little, yellow, different. It is a good one.
And then my last one is one that, so at the end, they're breaking into the studio to see all this equipment, and they convince like Russell, or trying to convince Russell to like go against Benjamin and like come with them to like break out and like steal all the equipment and get like the show so Cassandra can be on TV. So he's trying to convince him. He's like, and so Russell's like, but Benjamin's my friend. And Garth's like, Benjamin's no one's friend. If Benjamin were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick. So as a little kid, I basically like censored it myself, not even knowing, because I thought he said pralines and ick.
You're so cute.
Unless like that was on TV and it got censored for me. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit.
Yeah, because I don't know if we would have rented this. Like, I feel like it would only have been on TV, so that makes sense.
But that is hilarious. Pralines and dick like needs to be an ice cream flavor.
Ew, no, that's the one no one wants.
Is there a real ice cream flavor? Pralines and cream?
No, it's just like a. So these are examples of things that no one would ever want. Okay. So like no one wants praline anything.
No, but there is a praline ice cream.
But it's like an old man flavor.
It is an old man. It's
like no one wants it. Like rum raisin, maple walnut. Like no one fucking wants that. So that's why. But what was when you were saying it online and you said
pralines and cream is the ice cream.
What was the thing when you were saying online and you said it wrong? You like said it. You're like, you said the line, but it was totally wrong, and I called you out on it. Shit. Something else.
I don't remember.
Something else. Damn it.
It was like yesterday.
It's like pecan and dick. I don't know.
Oh, pistachio.
Pistachio. I was like, what's wrong with you? Pistachio is amazing. How dare you, sir? So that was your last one?
Yep.
Okay, and then, so this, and now after this stage in my life, this is my new favorite line.
Okay.
Garth, marriage is punishment for shoplifting in some countries. When Garth asks if Wayne is going to get married to Cassandra.
But he's like listening to the tape, so you like don't even think he's listening.
Yeah.
And he like listens to that.
So it's Cassandra, not Cassandra, right?
Could be whatever.
I mean, Cassandra is more like
spelled the
fancy and sounds better. So it's like.
And her name was
Cassandra. So, yes. What else would you like to talk about? Anything?
Boop, boop, ba-doop.
Favorite part?
Boop, boop. So I just saw this note and I was like, totally. The booth part in the studio is like never ending funniness for me.
So good.
God, kills me.
So that's my favorite part as well.
Oh my, stop it.
We talked about it when we were watching it. We both were like, that's our favorite part.
So they get to the studio for the first time and they've never been to like a big television studio before. So they're in the studio and Wayne like randomly looks very unkept. Like he just rolled out of bed, but also has like weird bronzer on or something.
Yeah, the makeup is like
the makeup
way
is
heavy
off
on that scene.
one. So that like adds to it. He's just like a lot. Like he's kind of messy anyway, but like really bad. So anyway, so Russell is like teaching him the ropes of like all the TV stuff. So the initial one is he tells them like how to count down like 5, 4, 3. Like, no, don't do the 2 and the 1. So he's like, tell him all about that. But the first line of that is like, excuse me, Russell. I believe I requested the hand job. This is like Terry's job, but like they're all learning how to do it. God, so funny. Again, no idea what that meant when I was little. No clue. And so then they're like, whoa, tell it like this booth with like all the buttons and like the microphones and the headsets that you use to like do like when you're producing a show. Uh-huh. So then Benjamin calls and like Russell goes to the phone, is like talking to Benjamin, and the guys like take over the studio. Oh my god!
They're like, do this part. So they pretend that they're in like an air traffic control booth, and Garth's like, and Wayne's like doing the like with the joystick.
He's like shifting with the microphone,
and then Garth like takes to like a headphone and it's like, come in, your landing gear is down.
It's so funny. And they're like little kids, and so Russell's like, stop that, and then like Wayne just keeps doing it, and like, but he's like kind of like he's like even though he's just pissing them off.
And then later when Wayne does the cue cards with the things written on the front, Benjamin like after the segment is he like puts on the intercom thing and he's like, Wayne, could you come up to the booth, please? I love it.
Booth is such a funny like word to say.
It is, but like that line reminds me of like our sister Liz like would say something like that. Like, would you come up to the booth, please? Just when you're like mad about something and you want to like talk to somebody about something, like why did you do that? I love that scene. Yeah, so that's my favorite scene by far. What about for Crucial Taunt? Do you have a favorite Crucial Taunt song?
Yeah, so I have that written down here. So my favorite is the slow jam.
Why you wanna break my heart? Ooh, why you wanna break my heart? Ooh. Mine is, what was the one I kept singing during the movie? The other one. What's the other one called?
Well, okay, so Ballroom Blitz is a cover, so that's the last one. Yeah. Let me stand next to your fire.
Don't got no reason for distraction or reaction. But yeah, Ballroom Blitz is so good at the end. I definitely. So back in the Napster days, I totally downloaded this Ballroom Blitz version. I would just listen to it all the time. But I fucking love it. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's so good.
Ballroom
That's such a good
Blitz. And the man in the corner
taking it into a ballroom blitz, and the girl in the corner some blah, 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 blah. That's right. We do not.
We
know.
don't know.
We
I'm
both
gonna look
do
it up.
not
I'm gonna
know.
look it up right now. We're gonna find out on.
I'm surprised that Tina
air.
Carrere wasn't I'm gonna be a rock and roll star after this. She was so good. I mean, she sang all those songs. I don't know if she can play the
She's
bass
on
guitar.
Dancing with the
but-
Stars. I know that.
Yeah, she's bitchin'.
She's so cool.
Yeah, that was that band was so cool in this. I
know. Crucial
I really
Taunt.
did enjoy that. But I would love to hear what the Jolly Green Giants sound like.
I'm a giant.
or the shitty Beatles.
The shitty Beatles. It's just like a shitty Beatle covers.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, I hope that's what it is.
And the man in the back said, everyone attack it. It turned to a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I want to warn you.
Oh, okay.
It'll turn into a ballroom blitz.
Ballroom
All right.
Blitz. I love
I got
the
ya.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's so
I
good.
love that part of that.
Good song. Oh, that's such a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
So there's a couple large marginals. A couple meaning two. Minor characters, but really funny little characters too. And random. Well, not... Okay, so at San Mikita's, the guy who works there is named...
Gene?
Ooh. Anyway, it is Ed O'Neill from Little Giants. Yeah, not as hot in this one.
Definitely not.
This was after. Before.
This is like Married with Children
Yeah. Ed O'Neill.
era, right?
Yeah. So he's this super weirdo guy who works at the donut shop and is maybe a psychopath.
Yeah, and says crazy things why is it when you kill a man in the heat of battle, it's called heroic, but if you kill someone otherwise, it's called murder.
Such a weirdo. And then the Joe Job guy who hangs out at San Mikita's is Bad Billy Pratt from Overboard. Mm-hmm. He gets laid off and wants to side with the union or something like that. Yeah. So random.
It's good.
But I think that's it. Yeah.
Guess so.
No, of our large alum.
Yeah, until we do Wayne's World 2.
I know.
Which we love.
Which, again, I was confusing some parts of this one, to the point now these movies are so run together for me that I'm wait, is that with this one or this one?
I know that your main sweetie confusion is Garth finally got pubes.
Yeah, that one.
Which, if they are 25, why didn't he get pubes until now?
Well, he's a little
Debatable.
underdeveloped. And also an asexual person.
Yeah.
Even though he has a crush on that girl, who, we learned today, the hot woman in the, who he does the Foxy Lady part. I love that part. Jimi Hendrix song, so good. Is Dan Aykroyd's wife, Donna Dixon.
Congratulations.
Hottie.
Congratulations, Dan. That's are they still married?
Yeah.
Wow.
They've been married since 1983.
It's amazing. Good job. Good job, Dan. Yeah, she's hot. I thought she was a model. She could be a model.
Probably is. I mean, dude, he made her laugh.
Yeah.
I'd marry Dan Aykroyd. He's a cutie. We know how you feel about him after your recent rewatching of Ghostbusters.
Thinking oh, wait a minute.
Super crush here.
I tell everyone that I had a crush on him?
Yes, you did.
Just think Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but yeah. I feel like the Wayne, just because the Wayne stock part of it is so funny. The Jim Morrison stuff, obviously, all the funny little. I don't know. I just have so many more jokes from that one.
know.
I don't know. Maybe I have equal.
I think you do, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I just think it's great. And if you don't, then fuck you and watch it again.
Right, because remember we talked about how sequels, I think it can be to the detriment of some sequels that it's just note for note, just like the other one. But for a movie like this, I think it needed
it really,
to be.
yeah. But because a lot of it, Squeeze Me Baking Powder is the second one. And I feel like that, right? I don't think they said it in this one.
Wow. Oh,
that
man.
I know of. I mean, they could have, I guess, but I remember it in the second one. Just a lot of things from the second one. So,
no, I mean, I'd give my right eye, dot all my lowercase J's. That's the second one.
It was so good.
The nut
band
bar
guy.
The nut bar one.
Why did you become such a nut
Nut
bar?
bar? Oh man, yeah. I feel like I just have. No, I would think equal because we just listed 10 lines we use on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
I feel like I have equal amount for Wayne's World 2.
And just so you know, we abbreviate Wayne's World 2, WW2, which some people are World War 2, but to us means Wayne's World 2. Yeah. So get it right. Sorry.
Get it right or pay the price.
Takes precedence.
Yeah, but
clearly.
And then I think I would like to end if we're closing notes.
I suppose.
Where did you go, Mike Myers? Really sad. mad about it. I think he just had his time, and kind of like our mom was saying, like I think he did start to irritate people because he did do he was a character person, and he kind of took those characters, but they kind of started to become the same characters.
Yeah.
You can see
They all
Austin Powers became every other character or something,
No, I think Fat Bastard became all the characters.
Yeah.
I think Austin Powers was his own thing, but whatever the Fat Bastard
and
that.
once he started playing every role in all of his movies, kind of a thing.
Yeah. That was but he was in all the Shrek movies, which was a big deal, but he had a lot of misses, a lot of bombs. Like remember the Love Guru, that one in the plane, which had one funny line that was in the trailer that was I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. That was the only funny line in that movie, the airplane one.
But he hasn't done anything since 2010. I mean, hopefully,
which was around the time that he did that thing with Kanye West.
Oh, wow.
After Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was 2009.
Was 2005.
Oh shit!
I was like, wait a minute.
I was like,
no,
I got
and all the
confused.
ones in between 2005 and 10 was all Shrek.
Oh, okay.
Cartoons.
Which kind of count.
He did Cat in the
not
Hat.
really.
Remember?
Oh yeah, creepy.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he did. They had I just looked at a bunch of them, but hopefully he's making bank still off of these. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think that was just his time, and it's just not. I don't know.
It's our time.
People, I think, really still admire and appreciate him, but I just don't think there's a time for that kind of comedy or something anymore. I don't know.
Maybe it'll come back. Who knows?
But yeah, if you do a resurgence, Mike Myers, I'll be with you 100%. I'll donate to your Kickstarter. Save Mike Myers.
I'll be there for you
when the rain starts.
It's funny. When I started singing that, in my head, I was trying to do the Michael Jackson song.
Oh.
But it came out the Friends song. Wait, what's the Michael Jackson song?
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Okay, see, that's confusing. And then when I go into For You, I got confused.
Just call my name and
I'll be there to watch all your movies.
Look over your shoulder, honey. Whoo!
It's a good one.
Michael Myers, Michael Jackson. Whatever you want, we got it.
There's the Mike Myers. So weird thing about Mike Myers, the actor. Yeah. There's a baseball pitcher, Mike Myers, and then there's a Mike Myers. Halloween, the villain. Yeah. Crazy.
Is he Michael Myers though?
Yeah.
You don't call him Mike. Though.
You're right. You wouldn't.
He doesn't
Myers.
go by a nickname. He's not a nickname.
You mean the serial killer?
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. I guess
Michael.
I guess
get it right.
I guess it's not right. But still, same weird, creepy.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yellow, different.
Yeah. See, that's how we use it.
We use it when it's three different things, 3 adjectives. Yes. So it's a 3 adjective.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah, good one. Lesson learned. Okay.
Do we know ourselves or what?
Do we know how to party or what?
Does this guy know how to party? Oh, the Alice Cooper part. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh my god!
Okay.
So okay. So they go backstage. So they go to Alice. They get backstage passes to Alice Cooper, and we always thought that they leave the concert immediately. If they get there, they listen to a little bit of a song, and then they leave. And then they're like, "Do you want to go backstage?"
What the hell?
Which would always upset us because it reminds us of when we're at a concert.
I equate that to the not eating the macaroni and cheese in Home Alone, how upsetting it is to me that you go to a concert and go there for half of a song.
But also, a lot of people do that. We went to see Stevie Wonder a couple years ago, and everyone left less than halfway through, and I was like, "What the?" Because they didn't want to be stuck in traffic, or they were old and didn't want to drive at night.
And especially a Stevie Wonder concert,
all the
good songs were in the last 20 minutes.
I learned my lesson the hard way when I saw NSYNC at the Tweeter Center, which was then the Tweeter Center. We were like, "Oh, the show's over," and then we left, and then you can't get back in once you leave. And then we heard them singing "Tearing Up My Heart" and shit, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And we're
so
watching from afar.
Oh no. I'll say to the bitter end.
Yeah.
Because that's
that's how I learned my lesson. So
so
you don't leave.
Traffic schmaffic. What the hell? You paid for those tickets.
Stay. You stay. So then we realized on this watching, well, maybe they got there. Maybe that was the last song. Be My Frankenstein was the last song or whatever. And then they were like, let's go backstage. Yeah. So they go backstage and they find their way into Alice's dressing room. And it's just and instead of what you would think of as a rock star's backstage area, loud, drugs, girls. It's very quiet. I think there's classical music playing in the background, and everyone's still in their hard rock attire, but it's very like buttoned up kind of. So they're like, so Alice, do you come to Milwaukee often? And he goes like on this tangent of like, well, I'm a regular visit to Milwaukee, but the first visitors were Native Americans who, and then he goes on this monologue.
The fur traders from Canada.
And then he's like, it's actually pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
No, isn't it the Pete says like?
And then and Pete goes, in fact, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?
Yeah.
Why, yes, Pete, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Shout out to my old roommate from college, Alyssa Maloney. That was like her favorite line all the time. She'd say that all the time. Why, yes, Pete, it is. He's like this beautiful. We're like commenting on it. I have this like very attraction to these like guitarists who don't wear any shirts with this long, straight, beautiful hair, brown hair. Oh my God,
it's not.
I love.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
I kept calling him. I'm like, there's Anthony Kiedis. It wasn't
every time. There were like 5 Anthony Kiedises in this movie.
Anthony Kiedis.
We also, for some reason, think that Cassandra's lead guitarist looks like Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay. If you guys do a rewatch, like, do really look. I mean, you don't have to look. He's in a lot of scenes. He's like kind of weird red hair, I guess. When he's in like the scene where they're in all the like the jungle stuff, you notice his hair is like dyed like henna red. It's just really weird. Anyway, but he looks exactly like Tommy Lee Jones. Check it out. Right. Okay,
we'll do a side by side. We will post on social media.
I bet I will Google guy in Wayne's World who looks like Tommy Lee Jones, and like there's gonna be shit all
because you Googled it like 5 times.
No, I haven't. I really haven't. Truth.
All right.
Girl Scouts honor.
Right. Okay, we'll look it up. Whew. Okay. Long one.
Yeah.
I mean, we just love it so much. So there's a lot to say, a lot to get out there. Yep. We hope you love it too. If you don't, fuck you.
Just kidding. We still love you.
No, but like seriously, fuck you.
You cannot be in the Sweetie Club if you not like this movie. Please. For the love of God.
You're in trouble.
For the love of Pete.
But as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. We love you. Follow us on our various social media outlets. We're on Twitter at The Sweetie Club, on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. We're on Facebook if you use that, which not a lot of people do anymore. I don't. We don't really. We kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oops. But we're there. So that's that.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, it's on.
What's up? I'm Kirk.
And I'm Skinny.
And we are Fat Boys to Men. We're a podcast. You know what a podcast is? I hope you do. Why should you listen to us? Well, come listen to us because we got a lot of funny stuff coming your way, a lot of chubby stuff.
Remember that time we went running?
I said Monterey Jack assault.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, I'm starting to regret it. Alright, what? That's how we were running?
No, I got 2 stories. Okay. You ever laugh so hard when you almost pass out?
Yeah.
It's happening right now!
Like Creep Connections.
Yeah, Creep Connections, where we find stuff on the internet where people were stalking other people in order to...
You were like, hey, baby, you want to lick my finger? Gonna lick my finger? You want to lick them? I got the best kind of Cheeto dust. My kind.
Try to gain their affection.
Besides Creep Connections, we got head-to-head versus challenges.
I'm thinking to make the burger game round and contain water. Yeah, can I get a bag of air? And then you like roll up to the window and you just hear like the Jeopardy music start playing, like.
We got characters. We've got our own personal psychic, Georgia Holloway.
Georgiana Holloway.
Georgiana Holloway.
Nah, just thanks to the Fat Boys to Men podcast for having me on.
Okay.
If you want a reading, contact them. I'll do my best.
Okay.
Just know that I need a personal artifact, and B, your social security card.
We got Skater Reader. He's gonna be selling you the best products on this side of Mississippi.
Hot ice. Hot ice. It's hot ice. I figured out the secret. So what you do is you take your ice and you put it in the microwave.
Yep, Skater Eater is the redneck Billy May.
So if you need to chub out and laugh out, why don't you head on over to Fat Boys to Men. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter at Fat Boys to Men, www.fatboysdomen.com. That's 2 like the number, not the word. www.fatboys2men.com. Go there for any episode, every episode, and anything you may ever want to chub out on.